You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere. This is your WMDX Daily News Roundup for Mad Radio 92.7 FM and 1580 AM in Madison.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei-Olson. It's our biggest snowfall so far this winter. We could get 4 to 5 inches here in Madison, and the farther south you are, the more snow they'll get. Rock County will get more like 5 or 6 inches. Dane County Executive Melissa Agard says crews are ready, from plows to emergency management to those who help people experiencing homelessness and get them out of the elements. Lots of schools have delays today or are outright canceled for a snow day. That does not include the biggest district in the area. Madison schools are on as normal. And a reminder that shoveling isn't safe for everybody. Shoveling snow is just a fact of life for us here in Wisconsin winters, but it can be dangerous. More than 11,000 Americans each year go to the ER for cardiac problems from shoveling snow. Meteorologist Brittany Merlot has more.
With the combination of cold temperatures and sudden physical exertion, a problem is created. The cold temperatures constrict blood vessels, making it harder for the blood to flow efficiently. So when you pair this with the physical strain of lifting heavy snow, this increases blood pressure and heart rate, forcing the heart to work much harder. And for someone with underlying heart disease or risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, or obesity, this sudden exertion can trigger a heart attack. So people should pace themselves and take regular breaks, probably every 10 to 15 minutes. And using a smaller shovel will help to limit the weight of each load. And if you can, push the snow rather than lifting and tossing it. That'll help reduce strain on the heart.
And the Amber Alert for the Wisconsin teen abducted by the adult man who got her pregnant has grown to another state. 16-year-old Sophia Franklin from Beaver Dam is 3 months pregnant. Investigators believe she was abducted by 40-year-old Gary Day. They think he headed south with her. The first Amber Alert was issued in Wisconsin, then one in Arkansas, where Day's from. Now another has been activated in Missouri. And there's been a rash of thefts on the UW campus. Thieves are stealing e-bikes. 5 of them have been taken in just the last week and a half. They were right outside residence halls and class buildings. UW police advise students and faculty lock up their e-bikes and scooters. Meanwhile, on the national level, the right to contraception makes its way back to the U.S. legislature, thanks in part to a Wisconsin senator. But will it go anywhere? Lisa Hale explains.
U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin is part of a group of legislators bringing forward the Right to Contraception Act once again. The legislation would create a statutory right to obtain and use contraceptives and would ensure that healthcare providers have a right to provide contraceptives, contraception, and share information with patients. Similar legislation was introduced in July of 2022, June 2023, and June of 2024. Blocked each time by the Republicans in the U.S. Senate.
And Summerfest has announced its extended lineup. Headliners include The Killers, Lainey Wilson, Megan Thee Stallion, Hozier, Def Leppard, The Lumineers, James Taylor with Jason Mraz, and of course, dozens more acts. I'm Savannah Tomei-Olson. This is 92.7 WMDX News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Even though the game was a big fat dud, Super Bowl 59 drew 126 million viewers in the U.S., making it the most watched Super Bowl ever. This year's game drew 2% more viewers than last year's, which was the most watched game at the time. Super Bowl 59 also saw an all-time high when it came to streaming viewers, with 14 million, thanks mostly to people using Tubi. Here's a recommendation if you're looking for a good suspense film. The film September 5 is about how ABC Sports was thrust into a situation where they were forced to cover the 1972 Munich Olympic Village hostage situation involving Israeli athletes. The movie has a very realistic look, making you feel like you're in the 70s, and great performances from a really solid cast. September 5 is only an hour and a half long and flies by thanks to great newsroom drama. It is available to stream on Fandango. Here's a comedy to look forward to, starring a rock star duo of Bill Murray and Kristen Wiig. The 2 Saturday Night Live alums will headline the cast of Epiphany, which will be directed by Max Barbakow, who also directed Palm Springs. The plot sees Kristen Wiig as an heiress who has blown through her fortune and now has 2 weeks to marry a rich man or lose everything and end up homeless. She meets Murray's character, who is a math savant and billionaire. Really hoping there's no sex between the two leads in this film. As of February 14th, YouTube will be 20 years old. The social media platform, which started with people posting home movies and personal videos, has turned into a global phenomenon and a major studio that even makes feature films in 4K. According to Deadline, YouTube just reached another milestone. More people now use the TVs in their home when watching YouTube content than they do on their phones. Go figure. Liam Neeson was supposed to be stepping back from action movies, but apparently the genre is too embedded in his DNA. The Irish actor just started filming The Mongoose, where he plays Fang Flanagan, a war hero being accused of crimes he supposedly did not commit. To add a little more macho to the fire is a character named Tanker, played by Ving Rhames. Michael Chiklis plays the bad guy and head of the Texas Highway Patrol who chases Neeson literally throughout the film. Don't give up on action movies, Liam. Very few people can do them at your age. Sticking with action heroes, actor Jason Statham has a new film in the works called Black Bear. That might be a working title. There's not a whole lot of information about the plot, but I'm guessing there's a chase and probably some unexpected gunfire. Now that's sarcasm. Statham plays a man who gets pulled into his violent past and probably messes a few people up. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We have snow on the way today, and there could be plenty. 5 to 7 inches, maybe even a little more, especially further south here by the time everything winds down late tonight. Our high today around 20, tonight 7 above tomorrow. Sunshine returns with a high of 14. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 11.
That's your WMDX Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at mad.radio. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.